is 450 pounds of meat, which is about to be grilled at the Scheels Barbecue Brisket Competition. We asked 90 Scheels associates to take part in our annual Barbecue University, where they will get to learn hands-on from the best pitmasters in the country, what grills they use, about how they make competition-winning briskets, and put it to the test in the Scheels Barbecue Brisket Competition. We follow 2 teams on their competition experience.
Please recognize your grand champion.
The Scheels Barbecue Brisket Championship Competition comprises of 30 teams. Each team has 2 Scheels associates paired with a pitmaster. Teams will have until 7:30 p.m. to submit their turn-in box with slices and other offerings. Pitmasters are allowed to give advice, but are not allowed to touch the food. The competition officially begins, and laid out for the teams is 450 pounds of black-grade American Wagyu brisket. Wagyu comes from Japan and is the highest quality meat available, known by its distinct marbling texture and a supreme tender flavor. Wagyu literally translates to Japanese beef, and in Japan is meticulously raised in stress-free environments.
Thoughts are I brought some products along to help us out today. My buddy Sweet Smoke Q Jim's beef injection.
This is Pitmaster Chad Ward's team with Carissa and Josh. Carissa is an associate from the Fargo store, and Josh is an associate from the Missoula store. Chad Ward is a 7-time barbecue grand champion, which is earned upon earning the most points in all judged categories in the competition. He also has his own line of rubs. After introducing themselves, they plan out how they're going to grill their brisket.
So he's just trimming the brisket up, so trying to get that surface fat off the top so that when we season it and that brisket starts to warm up, fat on top of the brisket doesn't wash it all off, so we have a nice uniform bark.
The briskets are always easier to trim when they're ice cold, and so especially when they've been sitting out on that table 10 or 15 minutes, I can see y'all, that fat's starting to warm up now, which is going to get harder to cut.
It's funny, we came out, I saw him sitting there, I was like,
Yeah.
This is Pitmaster Heath Ryle's team with Brandon and Jesse. Jesse is an associate from the Overland Park store, and Brandon is an associate from the soon-to-open Tulsa store. Pitmaster Heath Ryles has 75 barbecue grand championships. He's been in the barbecue game for 20 years and has his own line of barbecue rub, injection, and all your barbecue essentials.
I would come in there and get a little more of that out. Yep, and just keep going into it like that. Go right in the middle if you don't want to get into either meat, and then that'll give you an indication that you can go back, you know what I mean?
You know, we want to get this off too so we can establish some bark, because if we don't, once this starts to cook, that fat gets warm, it's an oil, and it'll just wash all the rub off. All right, now I say we turn this over, we got to whittle a bunch of fat off the back here.
Like,
Yep, start
there.
Yep, like the thickness of that right there.
Yeah.
That's why we got sharp knives, young lady.
For me, it's important to show you guys how to really create a wonderful brisket. I ain't gonna say it's all the way competition style, but a good eating brisket, you can separate your point from your flat. So would you say that was better trim on a brisket you've ever done?
yeah, by far.
After meticulously cutting excess fat off the brisket, both teams start preparing to inject the meat. They won't have enough time to grill for more than a couple hours, so injecting the smoke flavor is essential to winning the competition and ensuring their brisket is nice and tender.
And then we're gonna take some paper towels and just kind of dry the top off, and then we'll season it. Because we want the injection to have more time to distribute throughout the meat before we put it on. So,
Okay, I'm gonna start. Whoa, is that too much?
oh, you sure you didn't watch videos before this?
Didn't. Is that good?
All right, and now you want to take your hand and you want to get all the sides and the bottom.
You know, like a light layer of salt, pepper, garlic, got a little bit of jalapeno powder, onion powder in it, all that. And then I come back with beef rub, and then I do a real light layer of barbecue rub. I mean, just for those barbecue flavors and the color. I mean, you want to put as much, you got to think a barbecue judge or the sampling your box up here or whatever.
Yeah.
They're only going to take 1 or 2 bites because they're judging X amount of boxes. Yeah. So you want yours to stand out with the most amount of beef flavor, pepper note. I mean, you're only getting 1, so you want that bite to be right.
With injection complete, both teams head over to their grills.
Whoa!
All right. Each one of you grab a side. There we go.
They're using the Wireless Meter Plus, so they can monitor the brisket's temperature without having to open the hood. After getting a good bark, the teams begin to wrap their briskets.
You got to crease it 3 or 4 times and it won't leak through. So look, you want to crease your fold down like that, right? Come back as tight as you can get it like that, right? Anywhere you leave excess room in that foil is gonna steam and help steam your bark. So you always want to try to get that as tight as you can, right?
Now that their briskets are wrapped and on the grill, both teams just need to wait.
get our footage and pull it off. All right, this was you. No time better than the present.
All right, can I take this out?
Yep. That was like Christmas morning, jeez. A couple layers. So I just slides right in.
With time running out, both teams need to quickly slice the briskets and turn it into the judges.
Can't believe half the stuff that I've been learning here. It's been unmatched from anything I've ever done.
We just got really fortunate to get Heath as our pitmaster. I mean, he's won over 75 grand champions and makes me really confident. I think we're going to be able to, you know, he took top 3 last year. We're shooting for first this year for him.
After turning in their boxes, judges will taste each brisket and rate it based on taste, texture, and tenderness. After careful consideration, the teams are gathered for the final result.
Thank you for an amazing 2024 Scheels Brisket Championship. Please recognize your grand champion, team number 4 Blues Hog!
Despite not winning, Josh, Carissa, Brandon, and Jesse are thankful for the opportunity to work with their pitmasters.
Well, it was a good day, even though we didn't win. No. Especially for the first time that I've ever smoked a brisket.
Tough not winning and tough not knowing where we stood at the end. It'd be kind of cool to know, but like as everybody knows here, Scheels people are competitive.
Win or lose, the experience we gained was definitely worth it. Being able to cook with Heath is something I'm gonna remember forever.
Let's go. Yeah.
If you're ready to step up your barbecue game like they are, subscribe to What's Cooking for recipes, tips, and other videos. Thank you for watching.